Hey everyone, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Today we're going to be going over the 5 things you should be doing every day. This is going to be especially useful for players who might not be aware of these systems yet, and for players like us who have limited time to play and want to be as efficient as possible with that time. So let's get right into it. Thing you should be doing every day number 1. Commissions. So commissions unlock at Adventurer rank 12, and these are, if you're familiar with other gacha and MMORPG games, Genshin Impact's version of dailies. The way this works is every day after reset, you'll get 4 quests that show up as purple diamond icons around areas of the map that you have unlocked. The location of these markers will be random, so make sure to check all over the map with the appropriate zoom to be able to find all of them, because if you zoom out too far, they won't show up. Once you get to the marker, one of 2 things will happen. Either you'll find an NPC that you can interact with to start the quest, or you'll enter into a zone that's indicated on the map where the quest will automatically trigger and you'll see the name of the commission appear on your screen. NPC quests are generally little side stories where you can learn more about the characters that don't typically get screen time, like Timmy on the bridge to Mondstadt or the chef at Wangshu Inn. NPC commissions are generally easier to do as they're mostly fetch quests or talk to XYZ person. But they're also less likely to appear. Most of the time you'll be doing what are called basic commissions, which are generally variations of defeat n number of enemies. You can get some different mechanics tossed in, like protecting a statue or destroying an enemy base, but most of the time it boils down to just killing mobs. On occasion you can get a basic commission that requires you to complete a speed trial, such as getting from point A to point B in 20 seconds, or defeating minor bosses like Ruin Guards. And these are a little bit more engaging, but also less likely to happen. Once you complete the quest, you don't technically need to do all of them, but there's only 4, so why wouldn't you? You can turn them in to the Adventurers Guild location and talk to Catherine. There's only 2 at the moment, but once more regions unlock, we can assume they'll be in each major city. Each commission will give you 10 Primo Gems, Adventurer and Companion XP, and Mora, based on your current Adventurer rank. The rewards aren't amazing, but it's just a short time commitment, and it's a way for you to progress a little bit each day. The second thing you should be doing every day is expeditions. So you'll unlock these at Adventurer rank 14, and this is essentially a system that allows you to send out characters you're not using or planning on using, and having them gather materials or Mora for you. Those of you who have dabbled in Final Fantasy XIV before, you'll be familiar with ventures, and these are basically the same thing except with characters. In order to send someone out on an expedition, you'll need to talk to Catherine, the Adventurers Guild lady, and then you can send whoever you want out to areas that you've unlocked to collect things for you. Each area has a set resource you can collect, so some places will give you Mora, some places give you ores or carrots or meat. It's up to you. As you can see, obviously the longer your character's expedition is, the more resources they will return with. Personally, I like to do either the 12 or 20 hour because I tend to forget to call them back, so I might as well get more out of it. It's also important to note that this is entirely passive, which means once you send them out, you don't have to do anything. You can log off and the expedition will keep ticking away, which means this is ideal for getting freebies in-game while you're at work, school, or sleeping. You'll notice certain characters also have unique perks that make them better at expeditions. For instance, I have Bennett, and he runs expeditions 25% faster in Mondstadt. Fischl has the same bonus, and Chongyun and Keqing will also have 25% faster expeditions, but in Liyue instead. Once you send a unit out to gather, let's say you want to call them back before the timer ends. You can do this, but it's not recommended since you'll forfeit the rewards, so it's better to just let them run their course unless the thing you're calling them back for is time sensitive. There's a few other things I want to mention about expeditions, and first is that you start with the limit of 2 at a time, but as you increase your adventurer rank, the limit increases up to 5 expeditions at AR 36. The mechanics don't change, but it just gives you more slots, which is nice. If you're at the point in the game where you can do Spiral Abyss, then it's important to remember you can build a team with characters out on expedition and use them in Spiral Abyss without having to recall them. So it's a nice little quality of life feature, and I wish they would do this for more content as well, but for now, that seems to be it. Number 3 on things you should be doing every day. This actually doesn't fit in very well with the theme, but it is important, and that is to use up all of your resin. Resin is Genshin's equivalent of energy, or depending on what games you've played before, sanity or stamina. Resin is the resource that allows you to collect rewards from content such as world bosses, ley lines, and domains. Seeing as the content we just listed is key to progressing, utilizing Resin to get the rewards from that content is very important. So important, in fact, that after much criticism from the Genshin Impact community, mainly from highly progressed and hardcore players, MiHoYo has increased the resin cap for patch 1.1, which will be releasing mid to early November, from 120 to 160. Personally, I'm not sure this is enough to fix the core problem, and it seems to be an interim solution while they work out something more permanent. But that's for another video. If you're playing now, you'll still have 120 max, and this isn't much considering ley lines and domains cost 20 per clear, world bosses cost 40, and weekly bosses like Dragon and Wolf cost 60. Resin does regenerate naturally, but at a pretty slow rate at 1 every 8 minutes, which comes down to about the full 120 over 16 hours. This is actually really inconvenient and probably deliberately so, as it means you would have to log in and clear all of your resin first thing in the morning, and then do this again at night right before you go to sleep. Since most people aren't going to do this, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to take full advantage of the resin regen, and you're going to end up wasting some of it. This isn't going to be a problem for most people, but it is a little bit annoying if you want to min-max your resin use. Aside from the natural regen, you can also use fragile resin to instantly restore 60 original resin. But be careful when thinking about using it because it's very difficult to come across. Right now you can only get it through adventurer rank rewards at certain levels and on your in-game birthday. There are other methods such as Gnostic Porous and supply bundles, but these both cost real money, so we can't recommend using them for now. You can also use Primogems to replenish resin, which is a resource you can get in-game, but the Primogem cost increases the more you use it, up to a daily limit of 6 times. There are arguments to using fragile resin and Primogems earlier on, or saving them for later. But ultimately, the choice is yours if you want faster progression now or more farming potential later. Now for number 4 on things you should be doing every day. Battle Pass. Battle Pass unlocks at Adventurer rank 20 and allows players to gain rewards based on completing certain quests and missions. The current Battle Pass running now is called Catch the Wind, and this will be active from September 15th to November 11th. Once you get to Adventure rank 20, you'll automatically get the Sojourner's Battle Pass, which is the free version, and you'll be able to start earning Battle Pass experience to progress through the levels. Let's go over some basics first. So the Battle Pass has 50 levels, and each level requires 1000 experience. So on one hand, it doesn't get harder as you go, but on the other hand, it takes a little bit longer to get through the earlier rewards. As you can see here, if you're free to play, you'll be on the Sojourner's Battle Pass, and the rewards will cycle through EXP books, enhancement mats, and Mora. Every 10 levels, you'll get 1 wish, which you could use to pull on banners. The rewards aren't amazing here, but it's free, so what do you expect? If we look at the $10 Gnostic Hymn package, we're getting significantly better rewards. The things that stand out with this pack are talent level up materials, intertwined fates instead of acquainted fates, and the option to pick up one of the 5-star weapons available at BP level 30. If you're feeling especially ambitious, you can go for the $20 pack, Gnostic Chorus, to get all of the Gnostic Hymn rewards for the current time, increase 10 BP levels instantly, get a neat name card style, and 5 fragile resins. It is worth pointing out that if you've already bought the $10 pack, then the $20 pack will have a reduced cost to roughly $12. Now, if you're wondering what this has to do with dailies, well, there are daily and weekly missions that you'll complete to get that sweet Battle Pass experience. As you can see, most of these missions are just things you'll accomplish by playing the game normally, so it's not really something to stress over, but it is something you'll have to do daily to be efficient. And that leads us to our 5th and final thing you should be doing every day, and that is simply exploring. So this one seems kind of out of place compared to the rest, since there isn't really any daily timer for it, but consider this. Exploring is such an important part of this game, and so many other systems revolve around it. That's why it becomes important not to neglect exploration. Everything we've talked about so far, commissions, expedition, resin, battle pass, all of it is ultimately tied to exploration. And it just gives you more options and possibilities, so why wouldn't you do it every day? Unless you've already seen all there is to see and unlocked all the waypoints and teleporters, but even then, the chests that you find throughout the world, either hidden in remote areas or locked in enemy camps, they will respawn. Now, the exact rates and methods behind respawning are currently unknown, but we know that it happens. And so even if you've been to the top of that mountain or ice bridged your way to a remote island, it's always worth giving it another trip to see if there's more rewards or something you missed, or maybe the chests and enemies have just respawned. Regardless of what you find, exploring is what drives this game and fulfills a lot of the requirements for completing Battle Pass missions and daily quests in general. If you have the time, just get out there and explore. Even collecting a few berries in your spare time is going to be better than sitting around waiting for the expeditions to finish. I mean, really, what else are you going to do in a game like Genshin? That does it all for this video, 5 things you should do every day in Genshin Impact. We hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We do have more Genshin and Exos content planned, so that'll be coming out soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.